In this video, we're going to look at some of the newer functions in Google Sheets. We're going to look at the WrapCols, WrapRows, Vstack, and Hstack functions. So you can see here I have a data set that is displayed vertically, and what we're going to do is use these functions to convert it to a horizontal layout like what you see here. So I'm going to begin with the WrapCols function. So the first input is the range. So I'm going to keep it simple here and take this column of weekdays. So that's one column by 5 rows. The second input is the wrap count. Now think of this as how many rows do you want to display? If I wanted to display one single row, it would look like that. If I want to display 2, it's now 2 rows, and anytime there's not an equal number of columns for each row, it throws an NA error. So there is this third optional argument where you can tell it what you want to display instead of NA. So we could say nothing. So I'm going to change this back to 1. And now we're going to look at the WrapRows real quick. So if I wanted to take this range here of 1 row and wrap that row into 2 columns, it would look like that. So a more practical example of the WrapRows, we could take this entire column here, and I know these headers have 5 columns, so we want to display 5 columns so that it's in line with our headers. It would look like that. Now we could combine these two functions into one formula real easy using the Vstack. So let me show you what the Vstack does. It can take ranges, whether they're together or separate ranges, and stack one vertically on top of another. So if I wanted to display this range and this range vertically, this is what the Vstack will do. If I want to display them side by side, I can use the Hstack, and it displays them side by side. So now we're going to combine the first 2 functions with the Vstack. So our first input is going to be the WrapCols. I'm going to take this column here and convert it to 1 row. Our second input is going to be the WrapRows. I'm going to take this column of 20 rows and convert it to 5 columns. And there it is. And you can see everything is aligned. Like the Monday values are under Monday. Friday values are under Friday, and so on and so on. So now what we also want to do is display the unique week numbers to the left of this data. So I am going to nest this within the Hstack, and then we're going to insert another Vstack. Now the first cell here we want to be blank because we want it to be in line with our headers, and then the week number to begin on the row 2 of our output. So I'm going to insert a blank there, and then we're going to use the unique function to pull back just the unique week values. Now that I'm done with this, we are back to our Hstack. So I need to put a comma here because this is the first input and this is the second input of the Hstack. So you can see there that is. I might move it over so that it's in line here. Now if I wanted to change this to a header, I could just make this location. And the nice thing about this is you could actually query this data if you wanted to. So we could nest this within the query function. What we've created thus far would be the first input. This is our data set that we want to query. And then we could start with our select statement, select star. Now you would have to refer to the column number rather than the column letter. So if we wanted to check and pull back everything in column 6, which would be Friday, that is greater than $6,000. Just realized I need a where statement there. And there it is. Well, that is all for now. Thanks for watching.